It's not showing who's on here. Welcome to Powerscourt. Absolutely beautiful day. Really looked out with the weather. Just about an hour ago it was cloudy, but now the sun is out. So it really is beautiful weather. Hopefully it will stay like this for the rest of the tour. Catherine, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you're all doing well, folks. So we're going to take you around for an hour or so, maybe a little more than that, around the beautiful Powerscourt House and Gardens. Well, the gardens in the house. And we're going to feature the walled garden, rose garden, the herbaceous garden, the Italian gardens, the Japanese gardens, and even a beautiful tree-lined avenue with exotic trees from all over the world. So it should be fun. Trista, how are you? Great to see you. Welcome everybody. Say hello, whoever's on, folks. Just make yourself known that you're here. Susan's saying hi all. I've only got 7 people on here. I thought I would have a lot more, but it's the way it goes. Hopefully some other people will join us later, and of course it's on YouTube, so it's recorded, so you guys can get a chance to see it again at another time. And also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd really appreciate that. I'm trying to get to the magic 1,000 subscribers right now. I think I'm at 754. Have a look at these views here, folks. Absolutely magnificent. That's the Sugarloaf Mountain in the background there. And I see I got 8 people, 9 people on. So some more people are joining us. Let me get to the chat here, because the chat just disappears all the time. Laura, how are you? Good to see you. Laura Squirrel, I like it a lot. Always these gardens. See, it's fading again there. Live chat. Always these gardens are beautiful. They are, Trista. They're absolutely beautiful. So folks, we'll get started. Welcome everybody. And also I forgot to mention that we're going to go into the Herbaceous Border, and we'll be talking to one of the world's greatest gardeners, Rosemary, and she's going to show us around the Herbaceous Border. So I hope you will be there for that. Okay, so we'll get started. So folks, as you can see, the magnificent house right here, the Powerscourt House and Gardens, set in the wild Wicklow countryside, overlooking the Sugarloaf Mountain that you can see right there in the background. And it stretches over, the gardens stretch over 47 acres, and they offer magnificent views of the surrounding countryside. And Powerscourt Estate has been home to only 2 families over the past 400 years. The Slazingers have run Powerscourt since 1961. That's Alex and his sister Sarah. And before that, the Wingfield family lived here from 1603. Now today, the estate receives over 1 million visitors a year, and it's one of Ireland's top 10 tourist attractions, and it's ranked the 3rd most beautiful gardens in the whole entire world, after Versailles and the Kew Gardens. Ranked number 3 is Powerscourt by National Geographic and Lonely Planet. So 2 very reputable, what's the word, how do you say that? 2 great magazines. That's my friend Fergus over there. Say hello, Fergus. Fergus is a tour guide. He's got 32 people. He's got 32 people on a bus traveling all over Ireland at the moment. So one of Ireland's great tour guides, folks. Fergus, right there. See you there, Fergus. Now, the house here was originally a 13th century castle. I'll show you more of the house a little later. There's beautiful tea rooms in here as well. But the house here was originally a 13th century castle and was extensively altered during the 18th century by German architect Richard Cassels, starting in 1731 and finishing in 1741. Now a fire broke out here, which left the house lying as a shell until it was renovated. So this is in 1974, a fire broke out, and it left the house lying as a shell until it was renovated in 1996. And the house is in the Palladian style and has 64 rooms. Really is beautiful. Hi Cynthia. Welcome everybody. I got 14 people on now. This is great. We're getting the numbers up. MP, how are you? Terry, great to see you. Trista, Laura, Susan. Mona, how are you, Mona? Catherine and Susan. I just want to say hello to everybody that's on. So welcome everybody. Now we're going to make our way, folks, first of all into the walled garden right here, or the rose garden if you like. There's a series of greenhouses here as well. It really is spectacular. There's also a series of gates. There's 4 gates within this walled garden, and they're absolutely magnificent. You may see one coming up right here, and this is known as the Courtis Gate. So there's 4 gates in total. It was made from a copy of a 17th century German gate and purchased in London for the Powerscourt Gardens. And you can see there's actually a musical insignia on its intricate ironwork. So there it is, the beautiful Courtis Gate, as you enter here, folks, into the beautiful walled or rose garden if you like. Some people call it the rose garden, some people call it the walled garden. The flowers are absolutely beautiful. This place it's absolutely stunning. So I had a former Hago lady, Catherine Tuig. She comes on lots of my Hago tours when Hago was around, and she came here to Dublin just last week. She was here for I think about 10 days. Took around Dublin City for about 4 hours one day. Herself and her nephew and her nephew's wife was there here as well. They're newlyweds, and I brought her here last Thursday, this day last week. We were right here in the beautiful Powerscourt Gardens. So it really is absolutely magnificent. Linda, how are you? Suzanne, how are you? So Suzanne has been here a good few times before, and Suzanne actually got a private tour with Rosemary in the Herbaceous Border. I think it was last October. Was it, Suzanne? This is a beautiful pond. There's a series of ponds here as well. There's actually a lake that we're going to see a little later on. This one right here is called Julius Pond, and it's a memorial to by the 7th Viscount of Powerscourt for his mother, Julia. And you can see the Renaissance or the Italian greats right there with Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael and Benevito. Is that how you say his name? Absolutely beautiful little pond. It's wonderful. Last October for my birthday. That's right, Suzanne. What a gorgeous place, Cynthia. Yes, indeed. It is beautiful. And you haven't seen the half of it yet, folks, because the whole entire estate is just gorgeous. How about these beautiful roses and so forth? Now, the smell of these roses is magnificent. I'm just getting down to smell them. They're absolutely beautiful. That's one of, I just love roses. You can't beat roses, and tulips are my favorite. I just love them. Now you'll see here in the distance, I don't know if you can see it too well, so I'll walk up a little further. And you'll see this it's called the Bamberg Gate, and it comes from the Cathedral of Bamberg in Germany, and it's over 240 years old. I don't know if there's a zoom feature here in YouTube. Is there a zoom feature in YouTube? I never even thought to ask that before. I will, Suzanne, I'll tell her. Yes, indeed. So this is the Bamberg Gate right here, folks. I'm just going to show it you up close so you can get a better view of it. It really is a stunning gate. As I say, there's 4 gates. If you just joined us, there's 4 gates within the walled garden here, the rose garden if you like. And they're all magnificent. But this one is, say, the Bamberg Gate, coming from the cathedral at Bamberg, Germany, and it's 240 years old. Stunning. Now the gardens here are just superbly maintained. They've got a series of wonderful gardeners, including the owner of the estate himself. He is the head gardener, Alex Slasinger, who owns the whole entire estate. Now this whole entire estate doesn't just include the 47 acres here for the gardens, but 1,000 acres outside of the house and gardens here, and he owns the whole lot. He's also the head gardener here, and a magnificent gardener. But we are now approaching another gate, and we're bringing it right in here to the Herbaceous Border, Ireland's longest herbaceous border, and it's run by a lady called Rosemary. If you've been on my tours of this Powerscourt estate during the Hago days, you'll have seen this beautiful border right here. Now Rosemary She's one of the great gardeners of the world, and we're going to talk to her right now. But first of all, let me just talk to you about this gate right here. It's called the Venetian Gate, and it's an Italian design and was made by Moist dal Torre at Venice and was erected here in 1900. It really is beautiful. There's one last gate that we show you a little later. But we're moving on here, and we're going to talk to Rosemary. There she is, right ahead of us there. But this border is absolutely stunning, and I say she's here alone all the time and looks after this magnificent garden right here. Rosemary, how are you? Good to see you. Suzanne is on here. She said to say hello. Suzanne that was here last October.
You're all very welcome to the Herbaceous Border here at Powerscourt, and you're seeing it at the best time of the year, high summer, peak season. All our dahlias are adding fabulous colour to an already vibrant border. There's a lovely, can I show you a dahlia here just to start with? It's called Mexican Star.
Just one second, Rosemary. Can everybody hear Rosemary? Folks, just let me know. The chat here is delayed on YouTube. It doesn't come in so fast, you know.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure. I don't know if they can hear me because I'm not getting any response yet.
Okay. Well, this is a beautiful dahlia called Mexican Star.
Yes. Okay. Suzanne said yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a cross with chocolate cosmos, and it actually has the smell of dark chocolate.
The smell of dark chocolate, folks. And get excited. I love dark chocolate, especially Bourneville.
Yeah,
anybody like Bourneville?
That's what it's like, bitter dark chocolate. And usually dahlias don't have a scent.
Oh yes, chocolate. I'm going to eat it now.
And
I'm going to eat it.
Buff-tailed bumblebees love this one in particular. And they love the single dahlias because they're open petals and they can get at the nectar.
Yeah.
And transfer the pollen from the middle.
Great stuff.
So
beautiful.
This is Acanthus spinosus, or bear's breeches. This is a beauty as well, and it's in full bloom. Beautiful purple. It almost looks artificial, but it's real. Now this is one of Dave's favourites.
This is my favourite. And you won't believe the name of it, folks.
Winnie the Pooh.
I'll just focus down here. The name.
Here.
Pooh.
Pooh. Yep.
Absolutely gorgeous, aren't they?
Absolutely vibrant. I'm going to get to a flower that's just opened, so it'll be really spectacular. Can everybody see that?
Everybody see that, folks?
Now this is an example of a collarette dahlia. All the dahlias are grouped according to their flower head form. And this one's called a collarette because these little petaloids form a collar, and then we have the petals around the outside. But it's a really happy dahlia, orange and yellow, it's vibrant. Now our dahlias will continue blooming until we get our first frost, which if it's anything like the last few years, that won't be till December. So we get 5 months of blooms, and I deadhead them well. When I'm deadheading, say that's nearly gone, I'll be taking that back just along a free part of the stem, and then that stimulates more buds to open. So yeah, our dahlias are doing just beautifully.
They absolutely look magnificent. They're beautiful.
I'm going to say, Dave, we've had a very wet spring and a very wet summer, and this has helped the plants. Everything is very lush. It's almost like a rainforest effect in here. We've had heat and plenty of rain, and we've good free draining soil, so the plants can handle any amount of rain that comes. So everything's looking really, really well. We're very happy.
It's beautiful.
So, yep, we've our phlox, White Admiral, in bloom. That's another lovely dahlia, Dave, called Night Queen.
Night
Queen. The lovely dark kind of hue on the reddy burgundy colour.
Beautiful.
Really lovely.
Beautiful.
So I've been busy staking up all the dahlias. This is another beauty here, Dave, everybody has to see.
Oh yeah.
It's called the Bishop of Canterbury.
Bishop of Canterbury, folks.
You can see the bumblebees on it.
Bumblebees absolutely love these
it's got a beautiful
flowers.
Deep pink against the lovely dark foliage. Really, really lovely. And you can see when I said I was supporting, see the green bamboos? I've been painting these dark green so they'd be kind of inconspicuous. But the dahlias need support, otherwise the foliage just falls out and the flower heads wouldn't be supported either.
Wow.
So, yep. This is another beauty, Dave, here. Waltzing Matilda.
Oh, Waltzing Matilda.
Beautiful.
Do we have any Aussies on here, folks? Waltzing Matilda.
Look at that.
Great song. Just everybody knows the song. Waltzing Matilda.
Yep. Dahlia Waltzing Matilda.
Another dahlia. So the dahlias are just absolutely spectacular.
Yep,
especially this time of year.
They love heat. They love heat, full sun. good deadheading.
And if you look at the
feeding.
amount of bumblebees and
Yes.
bees in general, and Rosemary was just here, as I said, I was here last Thursday, was saying that she's been stung hundreds of times, lost count of the amount. And she says, luckily I'm not allergic to...
Yes. Or I would not be here now.
Yeah.
Our gladioli are in bloom, and they also need staking, because the flower heads, when the flowers open along the stem, they break there if they're not supported. So,
Beautiful.
yep, this is another lovely happy dahlia called Roxy. Look at the colour of that.
Roxy.
And the perfection of it. Now it's mixed in with Sunshine. Sunshine is the yellow one.
Yellow ones are Sunshine. They look like the Winnie
Yeah.
the Pooh a little bit, don't they?
A little bit, yeah. And the bees love those with the open flowers.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
So we have the white, there's Shasta Dahlia at the back there, Dave.
Oh,
Or
beautiful.
Leucanthemum
Yeah.
superbum.
It's very... My vision is on this is not coming up so bright. How's the vision there, folks? Because I'm not coming up very bright when I'm looking through the camera here. When I'm looking through... Is it bright enough, folks? Please let me know. Okay.
Okay, I think we should mention the Echium, because everybody asks about these. This is Echium pininana. Really, they grow really
wow.
tall when they put up their flower
Yeah.
spike. And they're a short-lived perennial, or roughly a triennial. They're
Wow.
from the Canary Islands, and the bees love all the little blue flowers. But when it puts up its flower spike in the third year roughly, then it dies back. But it will have self-seeded prolifically all around. So I pot up all the seedlings and we plant them out ourselves. There's some behind, Dave, in a year behind the ones that have flowered. So they're roughly year 2. But they're beautiful. They stand so tall.
They are magnificent.
Yeah, and they love full sun. They don't even need good soil.
And they
Full
actually blend
sun.
in very well with the flowers as well,
Yeah.
don't they?
And they need a little bit of protection
Yeah.
from wind, so a little bit of shelter. Oh, this is a beautiful geranium here, Dave. We have to mention this.
Oh yeah, they're gorgeous.
This is
I love that
geranium
colour.
and folk art, and it's an absolutely fabulous one for ground cover.
Yeah.
And it's in between Nepeta. We've Nepeta in between. It's kind of dotted in between them. But it's beautiful. It doesn't kind of spread by root. It's just one small little clump, dies back at the end of the year, and I cut it really low, and then it starts off again next spring. And that will keep blooming right up till December, and the honeybees love it. Look at the honeybees there.
Oh yeah.
See the honeybees?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honeybees just love it. It's a real good plant for pollinators too.
There's no shortage of honeybees around here.
No. And this is another one. This is Persicaria amplexicaulus, or bistort. And the honeybees absolutely love this as well. We have hives nearby, just up beside the distillery. So we get plenty of honeybees in, but they love this one. They love the flower spikes on this.
Beautiful.
Yep. So another nice dahlia. People like yellow, golden scepter. It's an example of a bowl type dahlia. And
Absolutely
it's in
gorgeous.
full bloom. Full bloom.
What's it called? Golden scepter.
Golden scepter. It's on
Golden
the little
scepter, yeah.
tag there if you wanted to print it.
Golden scepter.
Yeah.
Folks, if you want to take notes
Yes.
on the different plants, different flowers.
Now we have a fabulous one here in full bloom in the most stunning deep blue. And it's
Oh, that's
a
gorgeous.
species Agapanthus. And it's
Species.
a species Agapanthus.
Agapanthus.
It's from South Africa. Loves full sun. A little bit of moisture in the soil. That is deciduous. It dies back at the end of the year. It's in a massive clump which soon has to be divided because it's gone so big. But look at the colour of the flowers.
It's
That
gorgeous.
must be
It really is beautiful.
looking good on camera.
I'm sure it is. What do you think,
Yes.
folks?
Yes.
What's your favourite so far? Anybody want to? Wow, blue is hard to find for me. So Cynthia, what is your favourite, folks, so far? Let us know on the chat.
Yes. Now here's another lovely dahlia. It's an example of a dinner plate.
Dinner
because
plate.
the heads are so big, and
Wow.
it's called strawberry ice. I think it's very aptly named.
Strawberry
Isn't
ice.
it absolute? And look, it's in profusion. All the heads are so heavy they need supporting nearly individually. It's a beauty.
Really is gorgeous.
This is the most lovely shade of orange. This is another example of a bowl type dahlia called Sylvia. Just
Sylvia.
the shade of orange is just so beautiful.
That's another song, Sylvia.
Yes. And here's, this is actually this is a small little dahlia here that doesn't grow very tall, and it's called Sneezy.
Sneezy.
And the bees love this as well. Look at the little
Yeah,
small
yeah.
white flowers.
Yeah.
I've just put that one in. I've just put in 3 new ones.
Beautiful.
That's one of them.
Absolutely
We
beautiful.
have lambs here, or Stachys byzantina, and it's just so lovely. And then it brings up this lovely flower spike that the pollinators love too.
Yeah. My daughter bought it one time and I have it outside and from the kitchen, but still in the tub. It's grown very well.
Yes, it's
lovely though.
a hardy
lovely
plant.
feel to it, isn't it? Lovely feel.
Yeah.
So we have phlox coming into bloom.
Phlox.
Yes.
Phlox coming into bloom, folks.
Lots of different varieties, all the different shades.
My favourite is the chocolate one, says Mona. The orangey one, says Linda.
Oh,
Also like some of the multicoloured dahlias, Trista. I like the chocolate one, says Laura.
two-tone.
The chocolate is my favourite, says Cynthia as well. So
Oh,
we have people loving the chocolate.
oh, lovely. And this is a beautiful one if you like, neon yellow. It's an example of a semi-cactus type head, and it's called Janal Amy. And it's beautiful. It's like, it gives fabulous colour.
Janal
Janal.
Amy.
Amy.
Janal Amy.
Now this is another
Sounds like someone's
Agapanthus.
girlfriend. What?
Not as dark blue as the other one. This is an example of a slightly paler blue. They come in all shades, all kinds of different types of heads, dense, less dense, but it's a nice shade of pale blue. The other
Lovely.
name for Agapanthus is African blue lily.
What country is that from?
South Africa.
South Africa. Okay.
Yep.
Anybody on here from South Africa, folks?
Now there's another lovely plant here,
Oh, that is
Ligularia
That's beautiful.
dentata, and this particular variety is Othello.
Now
Now,
that's a beautiful
Yeah,
shade.
look
What
at
was
the
that,
amount
yellow
of
or orange?
flowers.
Yellow.
I'd say it's in between. It's.
How does that
it's-
look on the screen for you guys? Does that look yellow or does it look orange?
I think probably veering on orange.
I'd say more orange, yeah.
Yes, but it's
It's,
flowering.
but
in
it's coming on my
profusion
screen more
this
of a
year.
yellow, but it is orange.
Yeah, so that's doing really well. As I was saying, the moisture, the amount of rain we've had throughout spring and summer
Yeah.
has benefited all our flowering plants.
Folks, it just has not stopped raining here for about 2 months.
Incredible.
Except for today. Isn't this great?
Yep.
Yesterday,
exactly.
it didn't rain yesterday either, huh?
Now this is voted the people's favourite dahlia with the dark foliage,
Oh, that is gorgeous.
and it's called Bishop of Clondaff.
Bishop of Clondaff,
Yeah.
which is
Look
Welsh.
at the bees. the
And do we have
bumblebees
anybody
love
from
it.
Wales on here, folks? Welsh?
Yes.
Poppy's not on today. Poppy's from Wales.
L-L-A-N-D-A-F-F.
I think she's going to watch the recording.
Bishop
So
of
it's from
the Dahlia Bishop
Clondaff.
of
You know,
Clondaff.
as I say, in Wales they spell it a lot different in the Welsh language. L-L,
Yes.
Clondaff,
Yes.
which is pronounced C, Clondaff, L-L-A-N-D-F-F, D-A-F-F.
Yes.
Bishop Clondaff.
The beauty of this one is it opens a very dark red, and then kind of they fade as they age. They fade.
Yeah.
But that's a beauty now, and just that deep red against the dark foliage. Is,
Yeah,
I can
it's
see why
yellow.
it's-
They're seeing yellow. You know something?
Are they?
It looks like through the screen that it's yellow, but in actual
like a
fact,
little bit of orange
it's
mixed
way
in.
more orange than it is yellow. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
If you were here, you would say this is a
There's orange
is
mixed
an
in.
orange because
Yeah.
that behind it, that's a yellow. But this
Yes.
is orange. I know it's coming through my screen. I'm looking at it as well. It looks yellow through the screen, but it's actually orange if you're right up front
Yeah.
and personal with it. Yeah.
Yes.
We've only seen one side of the border because
Yes.
there's just so much stuff to see here, folks.
There's
That
another example of a more unusual dahlia here, Dave, and it's called Totally Tangerine. It's an example of an anemone type head, where you get a kind of a cluster in here and then the single petals on the outside. Now that's kind of taking a rest, but there's buds coming again and it'll be in profusion again soon.
beautiful.
Our lovely gladioli.
Yeah.
Gladiolus at the
Oh, that is gorgeous. That one, yeah.
Now this is a beautiful grass, Dave,
Yes.
and it's in profusion with seed heads this year. It's called Chianocloa conspicua, or plumed tussock
That's
grass.
easy. That's easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Don't ask me
Okay.
to say it. Say it
Plumed.
again.
Chianocloa conspicua,
Yeah.
or plumed tussock grass.
I'm not even going to try and attempt that
Yeah.
now.
And it brings up these massive, beautiful kind of dainty seed heads that last right throughout the year, and I won't cut back those seed heads until next February.
Wow.
So they actually last beautifully.
They'd
And
stay
they're very
along.
symmetrical.
So they last a long time, do they?
Yes, just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a look at that in front of you, folks. Isn't it just stunning?
This is a
all of
lovely little one. It's almost like Gypsophila or baby's breath, but it's called Achillea tarmica, the pearl. You can see why it's called the pearl, because these are like little pearls.
it. Yeah,
Just gives a beautiful bright white.
yeah.
Oh, this is a beautiful dahlia here, Dave,
That is
called
gorgeous.
Onesta, and it's the example of another type of head called a water lily type head, and you can kind of see why that's called water lily type head.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way
They're
petals
just
are arranged
absolutely gorgeous.
and the
Can I
colour
feel
of it. Yeah,
Oh wow, yeah.
isn't it beautiful?
Beautiful.
And
Really is
that's a
lovely.
really good bloomer. It's always vigorous, and the
And
colour
what,
is stunning.
what time of the year would this come out?
They start blooming in July,
Yeah.
and they'll keep blooming. I'll keep deadheading them really well, and they keep coming back just like that until we get our first frost, and then they die back very dramatically because they do not like the cold. Dahlias are from Central America and Mexico, so they love the heat, but they do not like sub-zero. So I cut the stalks down when they're dead from the first blast of frost and leave them about that high from the ground. And then we cover the tubers. We leave the tubers in the ground. That's a question I know people will be
They're saying
asking.
the deep red is stunning. Where's the deep red?
Deep red. Oh,
Is that the one back
Clondaff.
there?
I think
Oh,
it was
the-
Bishop of
Was
Clondaff.
that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bishop of Clondaff.
I was going to say, Dave, we
Yeah.
leave our tubers, our dahlia tubers in the ground, and we cover them with horticultural fleece. And that gets them through the winter and keeps excess cold, wet, frost, ice off them, which would rot the tubers.
Okay.
So
Beautiful.
that's how we get our dahlias through,
Yeah.
because we don't get a severe winter.
This yellow is beautiful over here too.
Yes, Janelle Amy again.
Chanel. Oh, this is more
Yeah,
of the same.
same
So you
one.
have them in two different positions then.
Yes, some
One
of them we
either-
have repeated.
One either side, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's great.
This is our Acanthus spinosus again. I love this.
That's
It's called a very
fantastic.
architectural type
Gorgeous.
flower.
It's gorgeous.
People ask me what my favourite flower is, and that's one of them.
Do you ever have artists come in here and painting these?
Yes.
You do.
Yep, and then we put their pictures
And you
up
can- and you can-
on Instagram.
Okay, so Instagram, folks, if you want to go onto the page here for
Yes.
Powerscourt, it's under just Powerscourt, right? Powerscourt House and
Yes.
Gardens on Instagram.
Exactly.
And you'll see these beautiful flowers and plants that Rosemary actually puts up herself on that Instagram page. And as I said before, there is artists that come here to draw these to paint these.
Yep.
Draw
There's
and
people
paint, I
doing
guess, right? Yeah,
watercolours.
watercolours.
This is a beautiful dahlia here
Oh, that's
called
gorgeous.
Ruby.
Ruby.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, that is
Isn't it
beautiful. That's
lovely?
stunning. Yeah.
Kind of a
There's not
vibrant
many of them,
red.
right? There's only 3 of them there, huh?
Yes, that's a small clump. It tends to bloom late, but that will be blooming when the others are fading.
Yeah.
Like all these dahlias, every variety has its own little time, even within the month of July,
Yeah.
to start opening. That's one of the last to bloom. But as I say, the flowers will still be good in December, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And you see the dahlias give fabulous colour as most of our other perennials fade
Yeah.
through late summer, autumn. So there's always something to see.
What's your favourite, Rosemary?
Probably the acanthus of the dahlias. Oh,
Yeah.
it was back near the fountain on the other side, and it's called Black Touch. It's a deep burgundy decorative head with a kind of a black hue on it. Oh,
Okay.
incredible.
We've seen that one already, didn't we?
No, we saw one like it, Night Queen. Now this one's called Bluebell.
Bluebell.
There's a series of purple
Bluebell.
dahlias that have a blue hue, and at some stages I can actually see the blue hue. That's why it's called Bluebell, but it's looking quite purple at the moment. But it's a lovely
It's gorgeous.
decorative head.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The colours are just extraordinary, aren't they?
Yes. And here we have Winnie the Pooh mixed with
More Winnie the Pooh
Ruby.
with Ruby.
They're both there.
That's
And
really
then
nice.
the
That's a
two
great mix,
bumblebee-
isn't it?
Bumblebees love.
Great
Centre.
contrast of colours
Yes,
right
of
there.
Colours, yeah, just
beautiful.
colour mix.
Yeah, stunning.
Absolutely. What else can I show you? There's so much, but I'm trying to zoom in on
Yeah.
the best ones.
Now, the next time I do this tour, folks, what I'll probably do is just do the Herbaceous Border right here with Rosemary, because
There's a lot to
this
see.
estate is just massive. It's like it's going to take me over an hour. We're already 30 minutes into this show, and I haven't even touched this estate yet. This
Just
the gardens,
border.
just the border.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing, this site, and I want you to see everything. But We should schedule one just with Rosemary here in the border,
This
and that
is
way.
another lovely dahlia, and it's an example of a pom-pom, little small round head.
Yeah.
It looks like honeycomb, and it's called John Markham.
Oh, John Markham, you told me that the other day.
Isn't it lovely?
And this is named after a man that first planted these or something, is
That
it?
hybridized, that developed the hybrid, and they gave him his name.
Hey, Catherine,
as
how
the
are you?
name.
So Catherine's on. Catherine that was here last Thursday, remember?
Oh yes.
She's
yes.
on.
Oh,
she's
very
saying
good.
she's saying hello to you. Just
Hello,
returned.
Catherine.
She only returned last night. Thanks
Oh,
to both of you. Tim. I was just mentioning you, Catherine, to everybody that you were here last week, and yourself, Tim, and Liz. I hope you had a great time.
fabulous. Yes.
Fantastic.
We were lucky. We got a very good day as well.
Yeah,
for
it was
viewing
actually a nice day last Thursday. That was
Now,
beautiful.
this is one of the other new ones I've just put in, Dave. And look at the heads on them. They're just fabulous. Now that one's going over a little bit, but there's always something new coming out. It's called Dahlia Tartan. Isn't it lovely?
Yes.
Big head.
What's it called now again?
Tartan.
Tartan.
T-A-R-T-A-N.
Oh, that is
Tartan.
beautiful.
Isn't it
That is
lovely?
gorgeous.
Yeah, very, very kind of a stunning head.
It's
So
getting
this-
hot
this
here
is-
today, folks. We haven't had heat here in all summer.
That's going
The
a little
first
bit
day
over,
with heat.
but that's what it'll be like when it develops, when it opens a
Yeah.
bit more. So,
Absolutely stunning.
and this is one more dahlia, folks. Bishop of York.
Bishop of
An
York,
example
folks.
of a single.
Do you have anybody
The
from
bees.
York?
Zoom in on that, Dave.
Yeah,
with
I
the
can't.
white-tailed bumblebee.
This doesn't
Oh,
have
you
a zoom
can't?
feature.
Oh, right, okay.
So
Follow the bee.
John Wright would like this. John, of course, is from York.
Yeah.
So this is Bishop of
Oh,
York.
Bishop of York, very good. Yes, we have a lot of the bishops. We
There
have
you go.
Bishop of Clondaff, Bishop of York, and Bishop of Canterbury.
That's
But
right.
there's a whole series of bishop dahlias.
Fantastic.
So, yes. And this is just one more. This is Solidago, or goldenrod, or Aaron's rod. People in the States normally call it Aaron's rod. Solidago goldamosa, beautiful yellow flower, and this is the time of the year for it. And the honeybees and bees are loving it. Just at the
Fantastic.
back there, Dave, we have a close relative of the globe artichoke. It's actually called cardoon.
Yeah.
Cinara cardunculus cardoon, but it's horticulturally distinct from the globe artichoke. But look at the heads.
Oh,
There's
gorgeous.
a beautiful purple flower, and they look like giant thistles when they're in flower.
They're beautiful.
They're just coming into flower now.
Sensational.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing's as pretty
Really is
So-
beautiful. Okay, listen, Rosemary, thanks a million. I really,
very
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
very
Thank
welcome.
everybody, Rosemary. Thank everybody. Thank Rosemary. She's absolutely exceptional gardener. She's fantastic. She's always very generous with her time and showing us around. And the border just looks absolutely spectacular. We'll walk back through it in just a little bit, but I want to bring you out to the dolphin pond right now, and we'll say goodbye to Rosemary. Rosemary, we'll see you
Goodbye,
again
everybody.
next time we're here. We'll do a whole show
Absolutely.
just in the
Border
border.
only.
Thank
we'll
you.
go up the other side.
And don't forget, folks, look up Powerscourt House and Gardens Instagram page, and you'll see lots of the border right here on that
Absolutely.
page. Okay. Thanks,
luck.
Rosemary.
Bye-bye,
Appreciate it.
everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So this is the last of the 4 gates. We already showed you the Chorus Gate, the Bamberg Gate, and the Venetian Gate. And this one right here is the English Gate. I know we have some people from the UK on and some English people on. So this is the English Gate. This beautiful gate was brought from England, obviously, in 1873. And if you look closer, you'll see the rose, the thistle, and the shamrock motifs, the national emblems of England, Scotland, and Ireland. So I'll just show you the other side where you can see the actual rose, the thistle, and the shamrock. So there you go. Here we have the wonderful dolphin pond. This is really gorgeous. I'll just tell you a little bit about this. The dolphin pond was brought here by the 7th Viscount of Powerscourt, and it was bought in Paris in the late 19th century, and it's surrounded by absolutely beautiful, magnificent trees, including a line of Japanese cedars planted in 1864. As you can see them. Let me do the vertical here for a minute. I hope I'm going the right way because I'm forgetting how to do this. I better not do that. It might mess everything up. It's not like Hago YouTube. The Hago platform is just amazing. So absolutely beautiful, magnificent trees right here, as I say. Japanese cedars planted in 1864. There is a bunch of other ones. There's some very, very tall trees here as well. I think there might be some Douglas firs. I really have to learn how to identify trees, but we're famous for our eucalyptus trees as well. Now trees do grow very, very tall here in this country because of the rain that we get, so it's very healthy growth for trees here because of our climate. As we walk back through the Herbaceous Border on our way to the Italian Gardens. And the Italian Gardens, folks, if you think this is nice, which it is, it's beautiful. The Italian Gardens are absolutely magnificent. They're beautiful. Everybody thanking Rosemary, that's great, because she really deserves a lot of thank you, because anytime I ever come here, whether it was on Hago or YouTube and so forth, she will always give us a lot of time to show us around. Very generous for her time, and believe me, she's busy. She's in here all day long, every day, 5 days a week, and she does a magnificent job. Always working. Every time I come in here, she's pruning or she's looking after the flowers. Here's another lovely little pond right here as well. There's a series of ponds throughout the whole estate as well. As we walk back through the wall garden, or the rose garden if you like, which is just beyond this gate, the Phoenician gate. So I said we're going to make our way to the beautiful Italian Gardens next, and they really are magnificent. Now usually with YouTube you get loads of chat, so when I always was walking to the next area of the gardens, we'd have plenty of questions and so forth, and people will be chatting. It doesn't happen so much here on YouTube, but then again, there's nowhere near as many people on the YouTube shows than there was on Hago. I remember doing this particular tour, you know, about 6 months ago or more, or whatever. I've been done it probably about 5 or 6 times, and we've had sometimes up to 200 people or more watching. We're going back through the chorus gate, the entrance to where we came in, and have a just look at this beautiful, as I say, magnificent house here, folks. The house has a series of coffee shops, cafes, and Avoca shops. So Avoca actually, they're celebrating their 300th year this year. They were established in a little tiny village called Avoca in 1723. Avoca, once again in County Wicklow, where we are today, County Wicklow. And they were hand weavers, and that factory there is still going strong to this day. They are famous throughout Ireland, and Avoca then opened up throughout the last 30 or 40 years a series of shops, stores if you like, selling all their hand weaving products and woolen goods and linen. And then they also do food as well, high-end food, locally sourced through local farmers. Really, really high class Avoca. So the Italian Gardens right here that you see, folks, absolutely beautiful. It offers the best in garden landscape and design, and this exquisite series of terraces linking the house to the lake, which I'll show you right there. There's the lake down there, which we're going to walk down to in just a little bit. And it was constructed between 1843 and 1867, and it's quite a feat to complete. There was up to 100 labourers were employed in the work here, which took 12 years to complete. Quite extraordinary. Now the upper stone terrace right here, where I'm at right here, nearest the house, was influenced by Villa Bertura in Sicily. Now the first stone here was laid down by the 7th Viscount of Powerscourt, Mervyn Wingfield, in 1843, and when he was just 7 years old, and he was brought out from his school to do this. Now years later he would be in charge of the landscape and design of his gardens. He did a magnificent job, and he dedicated his life to these gardens. But it all started, as I say, when he laid the first stone here in 1843 at the age of 7 years old. There's a series of great sculptures right here. You got angel the Angel and Fame. Angel fountain to say over there, you can see it in the distance there. You got Fame and Victory, and these were created by Professor Hugo Hagen of Berlin in 1866 from the great German sculptor Rausch. There's the other angel one right there, just a little bit beyond. As we move down, I'm going to also turn around on several occasions to show you the magnificence of the beautiful Powerscourt House behind me. But in the distance you see there the Sugarloaf Mountain. There you go. The chat is so delayed on here, it's unbelievable. I have to keep on pressing to get the Sugarloaf. How lovely, yeah? It really is beautiful. Missing Ireland so much already, Dave, so thankful for doing the tour today. No problem at all, Catherine. Great stuff. I hope you had a great time. And also Catherine went to Rory down at Belfast. Rory used to be on Hago as well. It's a little bit of a mist on the Sugarloaf Mountain. As you can see, a little bit of fog there. Even though it's summertime, you never know what to expect with the weather here in this country. And she also went down to Janet in the west of Ireland, and she visited the Cliffs of Moher and the Burren with Janet. And of course you'd know Janet from the Hago days. How about that, folks? That is a nice postcard photograph right there of the beautiful Powerscourt House. You'll see here, there's actually two of these statues right here. The bronze group of children, and they're similar to sculptures at Versailles and are a French design and from the work of Marin. You'll see a series of these vases, or urns if you like. I always call them vases or vases. We say vases, not vases. I think Americans say vases, we say vases. We always pronounce the A instead of the A. Americans always pronounce the A. So urns is what the proper name for them probably is. And there's a series of them, and they're with cupids. They were brought here from St. Petersburg. As we move on, folks, we're going to make our way down to the Triton Lake, which is absolutely magnificent. We'll also visit and show you a little bit of the Japanese gardens at the same time too. But all of this estate is really nice, and it's getting a little bit cloudy and misty, and I'm a little worried that there might be rain on that Sugarloaf Mountain, as you see in the distance. Maybe that isn't fog, maybe there's rain. Oh, and I didn't bring a coat or nothing, or I have one in my bag, and I didn't bring a cover either for this gimbal. And I always used to bring a cover for the gimbal in case it rained, because you can't get this wet, this gimbal. What a wonderful day, yes, Cynthia, it's beautiful. What a gorgeous day, Suzanne, yes. So these are the spitting men, as they're known as. Two men, two bronze figures of Aelius, and it's a 17th century Italian work, and was sold at Christie's in London to the 7th Viscount of Howard in 1872. The spitting men. One of them isn't spitting that much, the other one is. He's all dried up, that fella, the guy to the right. But the other, he's spitting very well. You might see in the distance, because there is no zoom on. I'm not sure if there's a zoom, or if you guys can zoom in or not. I can't. I don't think so. But you'll see in the distance, maybe you will, is two fighting men by Swedish sculptor Malin. They are fighting for the affection of a lady. It's in the distance right there, folks, by that tree, to the left of that tree. So the Italian gardens here also are just magnificent. They're beautiful. I forgot to mention that the sculptures right at the top of the terrace right there, and there were Apollo, Belvedere and Diana, and they were brought here by the 6th Viscount of Powerscourt. Now, it was absolutely gorgeous. When we were in the Herbaceous Border, it was gorgeous. The weather was sunny, it was hot, and now it's getting cloudy, believe it or not, folks. Look, and there's rain clouds there. It is going to rain. So, it's premature to say what a wonderful day. Sorry, Cynthia, and Suzanne. Because here in this country, folks, you don't know what's going to happen from 1 minute to the next. It could be lovely and sunny, you're in a t-shirt, and a minute or two later it could lash rain and the wind gets up and it gets cold. It's just extraordinary, unusual, the weather here. Catherine will tell you that, she was just here. Suzanne will tell you that, she was here many times. It's just so changeable, and I got a feeling it's going to rain. I hope it doesn't happen, because as I say, I don't have a cover for this, and I usually always am very prepared as regards that, but just wasn't thinking. It was so nice out when I started. So you see here the winged horses, folks, by the Triton Lake. They really are gorgeous. These are one of the most exciting features here of the Italian gardens, as you can see. And the life-size winged horses who watch over the Triton Lake, they are made of zinc and form part of the family coat of arms. And they were created by Hugo Hagen in Berlin in 1862. Now I'm going to turn around and give you another look at the beautiful house, Powerscourt House. It really is extraordinary. You can see it all from all different angles during this course of this tour, as you have done already. But it's nice to see it from different distances as well, up close and from a little bit of a distance as well. Now the fountain here on this dramatic lake, as you can see, I'm just going to go a little closer, you can see it a little bit better. But this fountain is based on the fountain of the Piazza Barberini in Rome. And the lake is known, as I said before, as the Triton Lake. Actually, we'll show you this. We're going to go around the corner here to show it to you a little bit better. It's amazing here that the difference, say, with YouTube and what we were used to before, is because any of the chat that you put up right here, it takes forever to come in for me to actually see it. I think there might be a delay of a minute or two, I don't know. Or maybe it's just that you're not making any comments, I don't know. So, because the last comment was by Cynthia, but that's okay, it's wonderful now. Yes, indeed. We're actually going to go on a walk through the beautiful tree-lined avenue here, apart in a little bit as well. But first of all, just let me show you the fountain here a little bit closer at the Triton Lake. Really is gorgeous. Yeah, it's definitely getting cloudy here. Hope you're enjoying the tour, folks. As I say, I love walking around here myself, taking in the views, magnificent views. As I say, we're here in Wicklow. We're probably about 25 kilometers, probably about 20 miles from Dublin City. Not even that. So it really isn't that far if you ever come to stay in Dublin. If you want to come out here to Powerscourt House and Gardens, it isn't that far away to get to. But Wicklow, as I've mentioned before many times, is the garden county of Ireland. It's just stunning landscape. We've got beautiful mountains, we've got beautiful lakes, we've got beautiful rivers, and we have also beautiful seaside resorts as well. So it's got everything Wicklow has. And then it's got lovely, beautiful parks and lovely gardens just like this as well. You might have been on my other tours of Wicklow Gardens, including Mount Usher Gardens is also in County Wicklow. But I think Powerscourt beats them all for sure. Now once again, you see the tallness of these trees. They're absolutely humongous. I think they're Douglas Lear. We also get a lot of eucalyptus trees here as well. We're known for our eucalyptus trees. There's also a lot of willow trees and weeping willow trees, and you'll see one right here down by the Japanese garden right here. You'll see the grotto down there at the Japanese garden. I'm not going to go down there because it's too steep. Now this Japanese garden, it was laid out in 1908 by the Viscount and Viscountess of Powerscourt on reclaimed land, and it was the last major addition to the garden 180 years after work commenced on this masterpiece that is Powerscourt Gardens. The Japanese gardens are full of colour in spring, with the azaleas are in full bloom, and in autumn when the vibrant colours of the Japanese maples, as you can see down below. There's a trickling stream that runs underneath the bridge. You can see the bridge right there. There's a trickling stream that runs underneath that. And the grotto here, as you can see, the grotto, I hope you can see it. I can barely see it. Let me try and get a better angle to show you this grotto. But the grotto dates back to the first Viscount camera. I'm doing a live stream. There's people watching from all over the world, I think. So you can see the grotto right there, folks. I think. I'm trying to get a good view of it. It's hidden by trees. Can everybody see it? If you're on full screen to enjoy the view, I have to minimize the comment to comment. Oh, don't forget to mention the Powerscourt Hotel, which is stunning, yeah. Yeah, right on the estate here as well, as Susanna's just mentioned, there's a 5-star hotel, the Powerscourt Hotel, which is stunning. It's huge. Great place for wedding venues for wealthy people, because it would cost an absolute fortune. And just last Thursday when I was here, the wedding, whatever wedding was going on in the hotel, after their wedding dinner, they came here for photographs, for pictures, or maybe it was before they were going for their meal. But they had drinks right here at the garden, up at the terrace by the house, but in the gardens, and it was absolutely magnificent. Anyway, the grotto here dates back to the first Viscount in 1740, and the grotto was made from fossilized sphagnum moss. You can't see it too well there, but anyway, there is a huge weeping willow tree right there in front of you. Massive. I've seen some willow trees in my time, because Ireland were known for these weeping willow trees, but this one, I've never seen one this big. It's massive right here in the Japanese gardens. Alright folks, we're going to move on and we're going to make our way through this magnificent tree-lined avenue here at the Powerscourt Gardens. We're going to take in all 47 acres here today. We don't want to waste nothing, so we'll show you everything. As you can see, Ireland were known as the Emerald Isle, 40 shades of green. It's all to do with the weather that we get here, folks. The weather we get here is very, very favourable to trees. The trees love our weather, and they grow very tall, as I said before, because of all the rain that we get. Now the trees here, this tree-lined avenue, is full of beech trees, and they were planted here over 250 years ago by the first Viscount of Powerscourt. And today these trees, they look quite familiar, but in the 19th century they were new and exotic trees collected from the Americas and from all over the world. The Irish climate, as I said before, is relatively kind to trees. They grow rapidly here at the Powerscourt Gardens, and the trees here also include, there's wild cherry, there's also Torrey pine. Torrey pine, I think, is from California, and there's also southern beech. It's actually a golf course called Torrey Pine. Is that in San Diego or somewhere? I'm not sure. I think it's in California. Torrey Pines. It's on the PGA circuit, Torrey Pines golf course. And there's also a line of Douglas fir, which are among the tallest in Ireland, and are about 150 years old. I think that could be them right there, Douglas fir. As the chat once again is delayed. Forgot about this tour. Can I catch up later, folks? Of course you can, Cheryl. You can have watch the replay, no problem. What's that, Suzanne? Yes, they post them on YouTube. I forget what. Post what on YouTube? I forget. Sorry, Suzanne. Yeah, if you do want to follow my YouTube channel, folks, I do have, I think, this is my 131st video that I've taken on YouTube. So if you want to check out some of my other tours, some of them are just shorties, some of them are longer, an hour or so, and others are 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever. But lots of venues. Now I think I only posted about 5 tours that I did on Hago on YouTube. I didn't get a chance to download most of my tours, unfortunately. I was real busy at the time Hago was closing, and it was taking too long, and then I ran out of space on my phone to download them, and then by the time I sorted that out, it shut down. So lots of tours on Hago I have to repeat them on YouTube because I don't have a recording of them myself. Now have a look at the pepper pot tower right here, folks. This pepper pot tower was modelled on a pepper pot from the 8 Viscounts dining room and was built to commemorate the visit of the Prince of Wales in 1911. It was partially constructed using stone from an old church on the grounds here of Powerscourt. Can you see it? So we're going to go give you a better look at it up close. There's also dawn redwoods here. They're a notable tree on the estate and were discovered in China in 1947 and introduced to Ireland in 1949. Let me try and see the chat. The chat just disappears here. Unbelievable that Preston in Lancashire has blue skies and a big yellow ball thing in the sky today. Shock. Yeah, Cheryl. I was shocked here earlier. It's actually getting cloudy now, but it was beautiful here just about half an hour ago. Less than that, 20 minutes ago. Beautiful sunshine. We're in the Herbaceous Border. And it was just exquisite. It was gorgeous. But the sun's after going in. Unfortunately, it's getting cloudy. But yeah, it's great to see the Preston, Lancashire is getting some beautiful blue skies and sunshine. Now, what's amazing is, folks, Europe is on fire. But the British Isles, Ireland, England, Scotland and Wales, it's cold for the time of year. It's been windy, it's been rainy, it's been misty. It's like winter. It's quite extraordinary when the rest of Europe is scorching hot. Us here with these two islands of the UK and Ireland are getting absolutely miserable weather for this time of year. It's quite amazing. So it's coming in off the Atlantic, this weather, not from Europe, but from North America, or maybe even the Caribbean or somewhere. But it's just incredible how the rest of Europe is so hot and it's so cold here. So have a look at these, folks. The pepper pot tower here, it's decorated with cannons, including some from the historic events such as the Spanish Armada and the Battle of the Boyne. Now, the Battle of the Boyne took place in 1690 in a place called Drogheda in County Louth in Ireland. So these date back to 1690. Spanish Armada was around the same time, it's probably around 1692. The Battle of the Boyne, of course, was William of Orange. It's also known as the Williamite War, with William of Orange versus James II, King James II. He was a Jacobite. So it was Catholics versus Protestants, with William of Orange being a Protestant and James II being a Catholic. And William of Orange defeated James II. I would have supported James II myself, the Jacobites. But they were a pretty powerful bunch during their time anyway. So can't be too disappointed. They did have a lot of success as well over the time. I'm going to turn around. The Pacific Northwest has been so dry. I would love to have some rain. And you usually get a lot of rain there in the Northwest, don't you, Terry? Because I know it rains a lot in like Oregon and state of Washington, places like that. You get like similar weather to Ireland. Here's a lovely view of the Pepper Pot Tower right here, folks. There is a viewing station up top. Really nice. Yeah, it's and it's a similar climate to Ireland is the Pacific Northwest, and you get lots of rain and it's very, very green. So your landscape is very similar to the Irish landscape in that it's very green with some beautiful forests and trees like we have here. Now this walk that I'm going on right now, which I have been since I left the Pepper Pot Tower, is known as the Viscount's Walk. And this path is, as I say, known as the Viscount's Walk, and passes through what was once known as the American Garden. And it contains many fine species of North American conifers planted from seed, of which are remarkable for their rarity and size, as we showed you many of those on the walk through here. So we did a whole loop. We took in 6 gardens. Was it? We took in the Walden Rose Garden, we took in the Herbaceous Border, the Italian gardens, the Japanese gardens, then the beautiful tree-line walk, and we're back to the house. We did a whole loop, and really nice, beautiful. This is the Sitting Mercury right here, one each side. These statues called Sitting Mercury, are bronze statues found at Herculaneum, and it was brought here by the 7th Viscount in Naples in 1883 from a sculptor who specialised in bronze. So this guy, as I said, the 7th Viscount of Powerscourt, Mervyn Wingfield, was the man responsible for most of these beautiful gardens. As I said before, now there was gardens here way before his time with his ancestors from the 1st Viscount, but the 7th Viscount, as I said before, Mervyn Wingfield, he came out and laid the first stone right here in the Italian garden when he was just 7 years old in 1843, but spent the rest of his life looking after these gardens. And he is the one that went around the world, collected all these beautiful sculptures and landscaping these beautiful gardens. Designing, I should say, and landscaping. Now there's mist all over. Now they are probably rain clouds right there in the distance. Unfortunately, I did want to get another nice shot of the Sugarlife Mountain, but it's covered by rain. So rain is on its way over here. It's already started raining over there. And luckily we got through this whole tour without getting any rain, which is fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the tour today, folks. Thank you so much. It was scheduled for an hour. We're at 1 hour, 2.5 minutes. So we're gone over just a little bit. These urns are spectacular too. They're beautiful. So I hope you did enjoy it. And folks, if you could do me a favor, now only if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe to my channel. As I say, I think I'm at 754 subscribers. I need 1,000 to start, what's the word? I forget the word, but anyway, monetizing. So start making money, and people can advertise on my channel and that kind of stuff, make money from that. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Now if you have subscribed, do not press that subscribe button, otherwise you will unsubscribe. And this has happened tons of times to me already, where a person has already subscribed, you press on that subscribe button, and then it unsubscribes. So I lose that subscription right there. If you did enjoy the tour, I do have in the description, I do have buy me a coffee. You could buy me a coffee, or else PayPal if you did enjoy it and you think it's worth a few shillings. $7.55 now, Cheryl. Thank you so much. That's great. Fantastic. Beautiful. Now, I really am busy, very busy with my in-person tours. It's the reason why I haven't done too many virtual tours during the course of the summer. But I'd like to start doing them again come September. I might have a day or two where I might be able to do at least one tour, maybe sometime next week. Haven't posted it yet. But then for 2 weeks after that, I'm going on a 10-day tour around Ireland. A coach tour, taking the families of the American football teams are coming here, because we have the College Classic coming here between Notre Dame and Navy, and the families are all in, and there'll be about 50,000 of them coming. So there's coaches galore going all over the country. They're hiring nearly every tour guide they can get their hands on to go on coach tours all around the country. So that's what I'll be doing for close to 2 weeks, well 10 days anyway, during that football classic. That game is on the 25th of August. As I say, Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish versus Navy, the midshipmen, Navy in Annapolis. And I actually lived in Annapolis, so I might even know some of these people are coming over. So there you have it, folks. Is there any other comments? Anybody else want to say something? Good for you, yay, yours. Thank you very much, Suzanne, appreciate it. Thank you so much. I've just subscribed. Thank you, Linda, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Terry's coming here next year as well. I think it was next April, I think. And Catherine's already been here. Suzanne's already been here. Catherine and Suzanne both have been here tons of times. I think Catherine was saying she was here 12 or 13 times, and Suzanne's been here 15 times, something like that. So if you wish to come here to this beautiful country, folks, put it on your bucket list. It really is beautiful. There's so many fantastic sights to see, including this one here, the Powerscourt House and Gardens, ranked the 3rd most beautiful gardens in the whole entire world. As we take one last look at it with the Triton Lake in the distance, and unfortunately you can't see the Sugarloaf Mountain. You could when I got here first half an hour ago, but the sun clouds are gone and the rain clouds have entered. Folks, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much. Slán lit agus go raibh míle maith agat. Thank you, folks. And as I said before, please subscribe to my channel, and also if you wish to buy me a coffee or send me a gift on PayPal, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you all soon. Take care. Thank you, folks. Slán.